What's up, my brochachos and muchachos? Today we're eating raw cookie dough in the Planet Fitness parking lot at 10 p.m. at night while I address my woes. I couldn't find the plastic spoons, so we bought metal silverware, which is cool, I guess, because I've always wanted to own, like, actual spoons and not plastic ones. I just hit legs a little bit ago. It was a grueling workout, and then I figured, what better time than now to eat, like, how much is this? This is how big it is. I don't know if I'm gonna get through the whole thing, but I'm sure as well gonna try. How many quarts is this? I don't know. Well, that's the thing. So regarding the woes that I will be talking about in today's video. Oh, there's 4 spoons. Wait, no, there's 3. Wait, no, there is 4. Okay, fuck. I'm retarded. So I recently started a new job at an unnamed credit union, which is absolutely freaking badonkerdonks. That is like a very kind of high profile job a little bit. I'm pretty sure only like 3% of people actually get the job when they apply. Might be less than that. So regardless, the fact that I somehow got hired is like, what the freak? Because my whole life, not my whole life. The past 3 years, I've just worked at a fast food joint that will also go unnamed. Look at that, bro. Okay, sorry. I'm getting too excited. Let's take the first bite here. Hopefully it's still cold. Oh. Dude, that is simply delectable. If you guys aren't eating cookie dough while you're watching this, there's a bug on me! Hello, bug. Do you want to say hi to the camera? Bug. There he is. Hello. His name is Dean Grabingus. Anyways, be free, Dean Grabingus. I'm not sure how he got in here. If you're not eating cookie dough while watching this video, I highly encourage you to. Sorry, I got distracted. There's a cool motorcycle. Oh, this is so good. So yeah, I recently started a job at a new credit union, right? Coming from a background of fast food, this is like a huge step up. Like, I'm dealing with like finances now. I'm like a full-on like finance like bank guy, which is kind of insane. So yeah, the first like 2 weeks, it was all mostly just like training stuff. A lot of Zoom calls, a lot of just like reading and watching videos and whatnot. Learning different programs. Just that kind of stuff. So like the first 2 weeks was pretty chill, no lie. I dare say I even kind of enjoyed it. Yeah, the position that I got is the contact center, which basically means I'm running phone calls. Which that might not sound terrible until you put it in another way of it's in a fucking call center, which is absolutely horrific. Call centers actually have one of the biggest turnover rates. One of the biggest quitting rates out of any other profession because of like the high stress in the job and whatnot. Not a lot of people really stick around for it. Dude, this shit's good. What is this? Nestle? Normally I wouldn't support Nestle because they made children dehydrated, but this is especially hard right now. So yeah, it's a call center, which makes it not sound phenomenal, but my mom actually works for this same credit union. So I think that's part of the reason why I got the job. She's in a totally separate department regarding like loan servicing and whatnot. So I think that's probably a big reason why I got the job is because like my mom was such a great employee, so of course her son would probably be a good employee too. But if you know me at all, you know that I kind of struggle talking with people in real life. It's been something that's kind of affected me my entire life. I am fairly old now, I feel like. Not super old, actually. I'm still in my teenage years, but just not for very much longer. And I've had my whole life. I've had this issue really my whole life, where if I'm even in a situation where I have to talk to someone new that I don't know already, I'll get super nervous. No matter how much I talk myself into it, be like, hey, you can do it. You can do anything you put your mind to. I'll still be nervous anyway. Even though logically I know I shouldn't. So, that brings me to the point when I actually started taking calls on the floor. And of course, there was training for that too. This company is really good about training their employees. Well, at least at the best of their like capabilities, realistically. Of course, if there's like 2 weeks of training, it's gonna happen. If I just saw Manila from this, I don't care. But yeah, started taking calls on the floor. First few days were training, so I wasn't really talking, so it was fine. I was just like running the back and stuff. But then the day came where I actually had to like start talking and like doing all the like computer stuff on my own. And that day was kind of hard, to be honest. It felt kind of draining. I got a lot of weird calls. For my first day, it was kind of a lot. Like, the calls that I were getting were kind of out of the ordinary a little bit. But yeah, end of the day, I just overall, I felt super drained. I was like, oh my god, this is my life now, taking calls. And really, I just didn't know how to cope with it at all. I was kind of stressing out, just like, this is my time to confront my fears of talking to people my whole life. And I can see how it has affected me, like, all accumulating to this point now. So yeah, then Friday came around, which is really a terrible day. As soon as I got in, I sat down on my computer. I started working on like a few things before I hopped on calls. And I just felt like sheer dread. I don't know what it was, but I have never felt that stressed out in my life before, because the day before was my first day taking calls. And I just knew within me that today would be another day just like that, and I would end up feeling just as drained, if not worse. So I am actually still employed with my other job at that fast food joint, and I was kind of weighing the options for a second. Oh yeah, by the way, dude, I was like my toad. I feel like I should have addressed them earlier. Anyways, yeah, I got super stressed on the morning of Friday. So much to the point where I did something that I never thought I would ever do in my entire life. I wrote a note, put it on my desk, left my badge, and walked out. Which, in hindsight, that was really fucking retarded. Everyone watching, unless like the job is absolute hell, and like your employer does not value you at all, and you never ever want to work there again, you don't do that. My degree and the program that I'm going through for college actually aligns great with other job opportunities at this company. So if I had just like walked out then, well, I did walk out, it would have ruined a lot of career aspirations and whatnot for me. I walked out, I go home, I talked to my dad, and he was kind of livid, and rightfully so, because I kind of just like possibly screwed up my entire career at that moment. After talking to him for a little bit, he calls my mom, who was at work at the time, at the same place. She talks to her supervisor. They get me settled down a little bit. I don't remember exactly what they said, but they were very supportive. What they were saying, and you're like, hey, I know it's hard. My mom's supervisor actually worked in that same department for several years, and like she said, it's definitely not an easy position. So I go back in after just walking out. The shame was unreal. Thankfully, no one saw my note, like, at all. This all happened within the span of like 30 minutes, and literally like no one noticed somehow. I literally don't know, bro. Yeah, so then I go and talk with my supervisor. I kind of tell her what's going on, and she's very understanding, thankfully. Like, she's a very nice person, very understanding. I told her what was happening, and she kind of understood, and she was like, yeah, just like take the rest of the day off, see how you feel, and come like end of the weekend you can tell me what you want to do, whether you want to quit or if you just like want to buckle down and stay here, because there's really like no other opportunities that are available for you right now at this moment. So after that, I go home again, and I'm just kind of talking to at this point, my entire family, because my sister had gotten home, and she lives a little far away, so it was like kind of a rare occasion, a little bit. And they were just all talking to me a little bit. They're like, hey, we know this is a hard job for you. We know that it's going to be a struggle, but like, in order to be a better person and like overcome your fears and whatnot, you have to face them. And of course, at the time, I knew all this logically. I know hard times make hard people, and I know that like, in order to really be fulfilled in life, you have to face the things that kind of hold you back a little bit. That is what I realized logically, but like I said, I still had like a big fear of everything and whatnot, of working this job. Whenever I thought like back to like my desk or whatever, I would always get like super horrified, low key. I don't know exactly why it was so horrifying for me, because at the end of the day, it's like just a desk and you're just talking to people. But for me, it was kind of like a big deal, to be honest. I'm not eating enough cookie dough in this. This is my progress. Yeah, I don't think we're finishing this, but regardless, we have leftovers for later. So yeah, I kind of just had like the weekend to think it over, and through that whole time, I went to see The Odyssey, like twice. Once with my friend, and then the day after with my parents. Go to the movie, by the way. If you haven't seen it, check it out. It's actually really cool. Yeah, the whole time I was thinking, I kind of was like wavering a lot, if I'm being completely honest. There were times when I felt highly encouraged, where I was like, yes, I can do this. If I ever wanted it in the future that I want, then I need to buckle down and just power my way through this, because it's just a fact of life. You're gonna have jobs that you don't really like, and you're just gonna have to sit down and like do it anyway for the sake of yourself and your loved ones. Even though I'm like chronically single, but whatever. But then I would also go back to like the same point where I was before. It's like, this job is absolutely horrifying, and I don't want to do it. I just want to go in there, say I quit, flip the bird to my supervisor. I wouldn't actually do that. She's really nice. And just walk out. So, come the morning of today, Monday, I go in, I try to procrastinate getting on calls for a little bit, and then I go ahead and talk to my supervisor, and I try to tell her how I'm like kind of just like on the fence a little bit, because like I told her, this is my fear of talking to people has been an issue that I've been running away from my whole life, and I think this would be a great opportunity to address it. But at the same time, I also look back and think, has there ever been a time in my life where I've had an issue and I've just ran away from it? Probably yes, but nothing this directly to the point where I put in a note on my desk and then I just walk out. So the fact that this job was able to do that to me is like, I don't know. I think it just kind of says something about my attitude, but also the content of the work itself. After I talked with my supervisor this morning, I was trying to just like decide, okay, I'm gonna sit it out here for a week, and if I don't like it, if nothing improves, then I'll put in my 2 weeks. At least I tried, and then I'll just go back to my fast food restaurant job. So that's pretty much just the point where I'm at now. Of course, I got through all day today, taking calls and whatnot a little bit. It was definitely uncomfortable, but I can't say it was as scary as I remembered it being on Thursday. I think, okay, we're gonna kind of wrap this up a little bit by taking my overarching thoughts. Being an introvert in a highly social job is not a very good match. And if you're an introvert and you're looking at this kind of job where you're talking to people all day on a call, I would highly recommend looking further into it, seeing like what you'd be doing on the job, the contents and whatnot, and make your decision then. But if you're like me and it's not just introversion and you actually have like a fear of talking to people, I think you should just do it. it can feel very overwhelming. I know I, for a fact, felt super duper overwhelmed last like Thursday and Friday, but it's important that you kind of just like make the decision as soon as you get in to immediately hop on calls. Don't even allow yourself the chance to overthink it. Just kind of you kind of just have to do it without thinking, really. Like, just ready yourself up for calls, and then boom, start taking calls immediately. Do not even give yourself like the chance to really think about it. And of course, after you take a few calls, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't do this. This is too much. And it's important that at that point, when you start feeling like that, you kind of just take a step back. It's really important to take things individually, one at a time, rather than looking at the whole overarching like project for the day. Because you can look at the whole day as, okay, I'm going to be making like 70 calls today, more likely than not. How am I going to get through this? Or you can look at it as, okay, I have to take one call right now. Boom, call completed. All right. I have to take one call right now. Boom, call completed. All right. I have to take one call right now. So on and so forth. If you just view it individually as small steps rather than seeing the whole like staircase, it's suddenly a lot easier to digest. And of course, that kind of mindset takes a little bit of time. I'm not even eating the cookie dough anymore at this point. I'm so invested. Where was I doing with this? Oh yeah, I was wrapping up Toad, because look what he does. I need to get a life. It's also important that when you do get a break during work, or like I did 2 15s and I did a 1 hour break, don't just sit at your desk. That's what I did on Thursday, and I think that's part of why I felt so freaking overwhelmed, was because I wouldn't let myself escape from my desk, other than like for lunch. During those 15-minute breaks, go take a walk. Just go take a walk. Even if you're not like a big outdoor, huge like nature type of guy, even if it's fucking raining, go take a walk. You will be surprised at how much it can clear your mind. Like, genuinely, I think it's insane how much just getting up, changing your environment can actually impact the mind. It kind of goes back to this thing that I heard, which is completely bogus, by the way, but for some reason it still makes sense to me because it's not supported by any sort of like methodology at all. And I'm going to sound really crazy when I say this, okay? But when you're inside, all that negative energy that you're building up and releasing throughout the day just rebounds. It just rebounds off the walls, and then it returns to you, okay? So you're just going to keep feeling negative and more negative. But the moment you step outside, it has nowhere to return to. It has nowhere to rebound off of. So suddenly, all your angry thoughts are dispelled. Oh, I got cookie dough on my pants. And then suddenly, you're not under the control of your own thoughts anymore. In a good way. You're able to like kind of forge your own emotions at that point. It's also important just to like not take everything seriously too. Working at a call center, you know, things happen sometimes. I haven't had like a super angry member yet at all. A lot of times, they're more or less like, they're seeing you more as part of a company rather than like an individual, if that makes sense. Like, I'm in the Planet Fitness parking lot right now. If I go in there, do I see the exact person that's working the counter and I see her for her? No. I see her as a Planet Fitness employee. That's what she really is at the end of the day. So, that's kind of just like everything that I wanted to talk about a little bit. You can do hard things if you set your mind to it. I think it's important in order to build character. If you just live in a bubble your whole life, you're never really going to get anywhere. And of course, this job is still absolutely horrifying for me. It's really easy to, for me anyway, to kind of get like lost in my own mind and kind of just like get into this spiral mindset where I think one thing, then suddenly I'm thinking a million other similar things. I also think it's important when you get off work, do something fun. Like, don't doom scroll. That's like the main thing. Do not doom scroll on your phone after work if you're like stressed out about work, because all it's going to do, you're still going to be thinking about work, but then you're also going to be thinking about these stupid ass reels. And it's not going to distract you from the problem. It's only going to dilute it a little bit. So, after work, go hang out with your friends. Go to the gym and then eat a tub of cookie dough in the parking lot. It's kind of what I'm doing right now. But yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Thank you. Actually, no, this isn't everything. Fuck that, dude. You know what? I actually do have another topic, but maybe that's a video for another day. Also kind of related to work, but also kind of more related to the romance aspect too. And I know those don't go well, but like, I be thinking, bro, and I need an outlet somewhere. Anyways, hope you guys appreciated this video. I know I appreciated making it, so deuces.